Welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Shannon O'Hurley, and I am so grateful to be with you this day. We have such a beautiful service planned. Gary Lynn Floyd is with us. It is just wait. He's so awesome. If you are joining us for the very first time, please know that we are an inclusive, progressive, and compassionate community. We are dedicated to working for social justice. We welcome all people. All people are welcome here, and we honor all faith paths to the divine. Wherever you are, however you are right now, you are welcome here. We have mindfully and thoughtfully created this place just for you, just as you are today. So, on behalf of our staff, of our community, of all of us, welcome. Glad you're here.
Hi, I'm practitioner Sarah Forbes. I invite you to join me now in our time of prayer. So when you feel ready, go ahead and close your eyes and just take a deep breath in, settling into this moment. And it is in this moment that I acknowledge that there is only one breath, one presence, one light, moving through all things, all places, all people. And so I know that this presence is good. I know that it uplifts and blesses all that is. And so I so clearly see that our community is an expression of spirit. And so our community is a blessing. And I know that we uplift the planet by coming together right here and right now. It is with great gratitude for the many hands it takes to bring you this experience that I simply let it go and release it into the hands of Spirit, knowing that we are blessed, knowing that we are in grace. And so it is. Before our time of meditation, I have a couple of important announcements to share with you. Saturday, October 17th, we have a new member orientation. If you'd like to learn more about our community and spend some time with our ministers and our staff, I invite you to register on the homepage of our website. And while you're there, you can also register to have a one-on-one chat with Rev Shannon. Rev Shannon is also facilitating a 3-week workshop. It's called Grounded in Truth, Spiritual Principles to Guide Us Through This Election. Beginning Sunday, October 18th, you will have an opportunity to share in community and experience new tools to help you as we gear up for this election. I know I'm personally in need of some tools as we head into this election. The great thing is that this workshop is based on a love offering and all proceeds go to the center. You can find out more information on our website. So now is our time of meditation, and we have a special meditation for you today. We will be honoring Indigenous Peoples Day, formerly known as Columbus Day. 13 states now officially observe Indigenous Peoples Day, with also many cities and counties. So I am proud to say that Oregon is one of those states. This acknowledgement is so in line with our teaching and with our spiritual principles. So go ahead now and just relax again into your spot. Take a deep breath in and arrive here and now, grounding into this moment. And so I now invite our beloved practitioner, Shelley Walker, to share with us this special meditation.
Thank you, Sarah. And so in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day, I have chosen a poem by U.S. Poet Laureate Joy Harjo, who was born in Oklahoma and is a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation. And so this is our time for spiritual practice. I'd like us to take a moment to ground ourselves. When was the last time we really felt ourselves in time and space? And so I invite you to take a breath, to place your feet gently on the floor, maybe wiggle your toes. Feel the chair supporting you, and feel what it feels like to be in this body. in this place, at this time. And with your next breath, come fully present to this moment. And I invite you to deeply hear these words. For calling the spirit back from wandering the earth in its human feet. Joy writes, let go the pain you are holding in your mind, your shoulders, your heart, all the way to your feet. Let go the pain of your ancestors to make way for those who are heading in our direction. Ask for forgiveness. Call upon the help of those who love you. These helpers take many forms: animal, element, bird, angel, saint, stone, or ancestor. Call your spirit back. It may be caught in corners and creases of shame, judgment, and human abuse. You must call in a way that your spirit will want to return. Speak to it as you would a beloved child. Welcome your spirit back from its wandering. It may return in pieces, in tatters. Gather them together. They will be happy to be found after being lost for so long. And with this next breath, I invite you to come fully present back into this time and space with all of the pieces of you. They're happy to be back with you in this time, in this space, here and now. Blessed be, and so it is. Isn't that lovely? And speaking of lovely, I now get to introduce a very dear friend of our community. The great Gary Lynn Floyd is here to share his music with us today. And I'd like to invite you to do what I did this morning and go to his website, GaryLynnFloyd.com, and download. You can have an immediate download of his new CD, My 88 Keys, Quarantined. It's phenomenal. I've been listening to it all day. So thank you, Gary, for sharing your talent and your passion with us. And now, Gary Lynn Floyd.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, get
Thank you so much, Gary Lynn Floyd. You are such a blessing. I just love you, brother. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you and the talent that you are and the gift that you bring to the world. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Speaking of thank you, I also want to extend my gratitude to Reverend Christine for speaking last week. Thank you so much, Rev C. Really appreciate that. And I'd like to begin with something that Reverend Christine actually brought to us last week, and that's the timeless and beautiful reminder to take a breath. So before we dive in, let's all just take a breath. Always such a good thing, such a good thing. So I would like to invite you to remember a time in your life when you have been at a noisy swimming pool. Maybe it was a birthday party or a barbecue or one of those big wave pools on vacation or whatever it may be. But I'd like you just to bring into your mind's eye what it feels like to be in a swimming pool where there's lots of noise. Maybe there's a volleyball game going over here, there's music playing, the kids are, laughing and having a great time. There's a lot of noise. And then you make the decision to take a breath and go under the water just for a moment. Can you bring this into your sense memory, going under the water when it's really noisy outside? And you get under the water, and what happens? You're still in the midst of all of it, but everything shifts. It's like this opportunity to go deep within, to be, as Jesus taught, in the world, but not of it. Just to be deep in this cocoon of warm, comforting water. You might even open your eyes and see, legs bouncing around and arms and colorful swimming suits and the little neon floaties that the kiddos wear. But it's still quiet. Sound actually travels 5 times faster under the water. However, when we are under the water, the sound is muffled. It's quiet. It's subtle. And just take in for a moment that feeling, what it feels like, just you in the deep quiet, with a reflective moment to be in the depths of your soul, not being pulled by anyone's energy or agendas. I want to honor Indigenous Peoples Day from Shelley's beautiful meditation earlier in the service and just remind you of a beautiful line I love so much from that. As Joy Harjo wrote, it is in the quiet time where you can welcome your spirit back from its wandering. Welcome your spirit back from its wandering. And this is huge for us right now in this time of 2020. This is part of our work, I believe. It's so easy to wander off track, to wander down any given rabbit hole, fill in the blank, whatever that might be. We can get lost in the noise and stuck in our heads and hooked in the anger, which I will talk about in a bit. But I want us to just anchor this week, this beautiful visual, this metaphor of breaking away from the chaos, of just taking a breath and diving inward. The psalmist wrote, "Deep calls unto deep." And then a couple of 1,000 years later, the great Ernest Holmes built on that, and he wrote, "When deep calls unto deep, deep answers deep." And so as together we move into this time, fall, election, holidays, winter months, all of it, this is what we're being called to do, to swim to the deeper end of the pool, to remember the deep, the quiet, the reflective time, and to recognize spirit there. A few weeks ago, I spoke about the notion of apocalypse. Do you all remember that? If you didn't hear that talk, basically what I shared is that the ancient meaning of the word apocalypse, we add all this stuff to it now. It's an apocalypse. The original ancient meaning of apocalypse simply meant that it was something that was being revealed. It was a time of revealing or uncovering or discovering. The ancient apocalyptic literature all pointed to that. So, yes, most definitely, this revealing that we are currently in is taking place, and it is taking place so that the great healing can occur. Oh, I say that as the rain is falling down on the skylight. And that's what it feels like, this great healing, this washing of everything that is happening. And it is dismantling the corrupt and cruel and unjust societal infrastructure and systems and human behaviors that have been in place for so long, that are so ready to be let go of and learned from. And so this great healing that is occurring for humanity is something that we are all a part of. That's why we're here right now. And not only are we a part of it, but we are an integral and crucial part of this planetary peace process. We are absolutely part of this healing of the planet. And we get to participate in this healing during a pandemic in our homes. Firstly, by going deep within ourselves, by doing the work that I just talked about, going deep, having that blessing of courage to do that work. And then recognizing that in the midst of all of this, love always has the final word. Allow that to be the bridge of strength for you that you stand on right now. But my question for you is, what is it that stops us from swimming away, into the quiet for just a moment? What is it that keeps us in the fray and in the fury? And there is so much to be furious about right now. Make no mistake. I want to be very clear about that. However, we cannot participate in the great healing if we get stuck in our anger. And we humans have a tendency to do that. I was talking a few weeks ago also about this idea of righteous anger, which is very, very important. Historically, one could point to righteous anger as the catalyst for all great social reform. However, what tends to happen is we get stuck in the anger and in that energy, and then it becomes counterproductive. The Buddhist teacher Sharon Salzberg writes, "Anger can teach us to say no. In this way, it serves our integrity. It is a way to set boundaries and to challenge injustice at every level." The key here, my friends, is to learn how to work with our anger and to receive the gifts that it brings us. I love how the Buddhists handle anger. We have so much to learn from them. I think it is so very wise. Think for a moment, if you will, what it feels like in your body temple when someone criticizes you, or when someone criticizes someone you love. Think about what that feels like. There's a tightening in the body, a tensing, a sense of almost shutting down, closing down, right? And that is what the Tibetans call shenpa. Shenpa. That is the feeling of being hooked by something negative. So in that crucial moment of shenpa, when we tense up, that is when we have this call as people on this spiritual path to bring awareness to that moment, to bring consciousness to it on the breath. So I invite you to just notice the next time that happens, whether it's watching something on television or someone saying something to you that is close to you, just notice when that happens, you have an opportunity to take a breath. Again, thank you, Rev Christine. Take a breath. And you can say to yourself, okay, I know what this is. This is Shenpa, S-H-E-N-P-A, Shenpa. It's happening in my body temple and I'm feeling defensive, or I'm feeling hurt, or I'm feeling angry. And then just continue noticing, just, this Shenpa is staying with me. This Shenpa has not left my body yet. Maybe I need to go take a dip in the pool. right? But you can gently kind of bring that awareness to it. And if you can take a breath in the tension, in that Shenpa, taking a moment to get quiet and notice, name what is happening in both your mind and your body temple. This will assist you. This will assist you so that you will not remain hooked. And hooked is basically the translation of Shenpa. It's to be attached or hooked to something. And it's the energy of imprisonment. And so what happens is, just being human beings in the world, we walk around oftentimes with an energy of an inner imprisonment because there's tension. We get hooked. So if you bring your awareness to it, if you bring your consciousness to it, we can prevent that hook. We can unhook it. We can say, yes, I'm tense. I'm angry. I'm feeling shame. I'm feeling, fill in the blank, whatever that is. I bring awareness to it. I can go in the pool. I can get quiet. I can turn within. I can notice it. I can name it. I can release it. I'm going to invite you into that work this week. The great Quaker teacher Parker Palmer wrote, "Anger isn't the problem. The problem is getting hooked on anger, addicted to an emotion that gives you a fleeting high but leaves you feeling worse, all the while robbing you of well-being and creating an insatiable desire for the next hit." So this week, I invite you to just notice when Shenpa surfaces for you. You can simply notice it in your body and then take a breath and ask. Ask your inner wisdom, what is this anger here to teach me? And bring your full awareness to it. This will serve you. This will serve you. Jerry Colonna, the chair of the board of trustees at the Buddhist University Naropa in Colorado, wrote, "Lord, grant me the serenity not to bite the hook of my anger and fear." It's a good one. Grant me the serenity not to bite the hook of my anger and fear. So in order to participate in the great healing that is happening right now, in addition to getting quiet and recognizing when we are getting hooked or stuck in our anger, we're also being called to bring our conscious awareness to the ways in which we hurt each other and the ways in which we help each other. This is really a huge part of the awareness and the healing that we can participate in. So I want to share with you, I remember a time I was in the 7th grade, a year had just started, and I have a fall birthday. So I was always kind of younger than most of the kids in my class, or on the younger side. And in 7th grade, that's very evident. And I was shy and just awkward. And I remember as it happened, I was walking from, the gym to the locker, and I ended up walking with the cool girls. I was not cool. And I was walking with the cool girls, and I don't know what in the world came over me, but there was a boy behind me. And my intention was just to kind of turn around and sort of in a flirty way, kind of kick him a little bit. 7th grade, I don't know. Not to hurt him in any way, but just to sort of, I just was, there you go. No idea, 7th grade, 12 years old. So just as I turned around to just kind of kick him a little bit, he rushed forward. And what ended up happening is my little attempt at a little kick ended up being a wallop to him directly in the groin. Really hard. I accidentally kicked him really hard. And I remember he kind of doubled over a little bit, and he looked up, and his face, he was so clearly in pain. And my brain was, I was so not that way, and I was so shocked that had happened. And I remember looking at his face, and the girls were laughing, which made it worse, and he was trying to fight back tears. And I remember what came out of his mouth, he just looked right at me and he said, "Why did you do that to me?" And I remember feeling so much shame. I was so sorry. It was so clear that I had really hurt him. And furthermore, that I had caused him shame. I think I have, in my heart, I think I've apologized to that 12-year-old little boy at least 100 times since I was 12. And I realized in that moment that as shy as I was, and I was at that time physically smaller than a lot of the other girls, in my class, but I realized that I had the power to hurt someone. And I had the power not to. And so when I think about us bringing our awareness, our conscious awareness to situations where we have the propensity to hurt someone, that's the memory that comes up for me. And that's why I wanted to share it with you. So I'd like you to just consider for a moment, think about a time when you may have hurt someone unconsciously, only to realize later how much pain you caused them. I know that that's the day that I can point to, that I learned compassion. So Pema Chodron wrote, "The most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm we can do to ourselves is to remain ignorant by not having the courage and the respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently." And so starting with us, what behavior of yours can you take deep into the water to cleanse, to release, to forgive? What behavior can you make conscious and cleanse and release and forgive? Because right now we need more of that on the planet. We need more self-forgiveness and more accountability and more awareness and less pain. So here's the flip side of that. A man was asked to paint a boat, and he brought a bright red paint. He was a painter, and he arrived to the place where he was supposed to paint the boat, and he did the job. And while painting, he was noticing, as he was with his brush strokes, he noticed that there was actually a small hole in the hull, and he just quietly repaired it. He didn't even think anything of it, and when he finished painting, he received his money and he left, and it was beautiful. Well, the next day, the owner of the boat came to the painter and he gave him a really nice check, much higher than the payment for the painting of the boat. And the painter was so surprised. And he said to the man, "You don't have to do this. No, you already paid me for the job. It's fine." And the owner of the boat said, No, this is for you repairing the boat. I want to pay you for that. And the man said, "But that was a small service. No, it's fine. Certainly it's not worth that much." To which the gentleman replied, "My dear friend, you do not understand. When I asked you to paint that boat, I forgot to mention that there was a hole in it. And when the boat dried, my kids were so excited they took that boat out onto the water. They didn't know that there was a hole in it, and I wasn't home at the time to stop them. And when I returned home, I discovered that they had taken the boat. I was desperate," he said, "and panicked for their safety." He continued, "I cannot even convey to you the relief and the absolute joy I felt when they came safely home. And then I examined the boat and I saw that you had fixed it. You, in your kindness, saved the lives of my children." None of us know how many times we have repaired a hole in someone's boat. We don't know that. We can remember the times we've hurt someone, and we can do the work there. But we don't know the times when we have actually saved, supported, uplifted someone. And that is grace at work. That is us noticing something is in need of mending, a person is in need of even just someone to listen, whatever it may be. We don't have any understanding of the scope of how we serve and support others, because that is God, that is Spirit working through us. It's our job simply to bring our awareness and our consciousness to the holes in the boats that are asking to be mended. We humans are so full of paradox, aren't we? My word, we can hurt people and we can save people. We can lash out and we can learn. It's totally up to us. It's totally up to us. And as we move into the autumn, this beautiful time of year, which is Mother Nature's testament to living with paradox, autumn is. As the leaves begin to fall and we can trust that even though we can't see it, the seeds for the season of our rebirth are being planted by each one of us right now in this evolutionary moment of great revealing and healing. So as we are being called in all of our paradox as human beings to cultivate a greater awareness within ourselves so that we can participate in this healing, we are being called to cultivate a greater compassion for each other, to be gentle with ourselves. Oh, to be gentle with ourselves as together we do this spiritual work. This is what we are all being called to, my friends. This is what the world needs now. This is what it needs. Be gentle with yourself. So let's take a deep breath in. What a blessing it is to be right here in this love, knowing that within each one of us, just on the breath, is this still, small voice guiding us, this indwelling wisdom and truth and grace and unconditional love, knowing that we can turn to it at any moment in the midst of any chaos, on the breath. Each one of us can feel this love, this ground of being. And two, on the breath, we have this opportunity when anger arises, when Shenpa shows up in our body temple, to bring awareness to it, to release it, to allow ourselves the freedom from getting hooked from anger, and allow ourselves instead to use the divine wisdom of the anger to create more peace on the planet, to listen to what it is saying to us so that we can continue to be harbingers of peace, and so that we can continue to bring our conscious awareness to the hurting places, the places where we want to lash out, and instead pivot and take a breath and mend the holes in the boats. That this is the true calling of each one of us. And so in this place of true calling and of love, I allow this prayer to be a blessing of light and love and peace and healing to any place in the world, any person who has been impacted by violence or racism or illness. And in the love of Spirit right here, I too bring into this prayer every friend and family member that we have, blessing them, holding them in the same high vibration of love. And in this high vibration, I recognize and know that this one love is at the center of all beings everywhere, however they are and wherever they are. And so it is in this moment that I bless all beings in all places of worship, churches, mosques, ashrams, temples, synagogues, blessing all of them and all of the goodness that is happening because of them and because of this one Spirit that we call God, that we know to be love. So from this place of love and blessing, I give so much thanks. I'm so grateful. I let go, I let God, and I let love. And so it is. Amen. Blessed be. I'll see you in a bit.
Thank you, Reverend Shannon, for that powerful teaching and that beautiful prayer. We're going to hear an original song from Gary Lynn Floyd here in just a minute, but this is our time for conscious giving. Thank you to all of our regular tithing and pledging individuals for your contributions. Every amount that you give makes a significant difference in the life of someone. Whether it's someone new who's hearing this message for the first time, or someone that's been a student of this teaching for a long time, now more than ever, it is important for us to support this teaching that helps make the world a better place. There are lots of different ways you can give. My favorite is texting to give. The number is 503-966-3236, or you can go online to our website, and there's information there about how you can give one time or how you can set up a regular sustaining pledge contribution. And thank you for that. Holding the intention of your gift in your heart or in your hand, I invite you to join me in our Offertory Blessing. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And now, Gary Lynn Floyd.
This is the start of something new. I think it's coming into view. Don't ask me how, but I can see clearly now. Leaving my footprints in the sand. Too soon to tell where I may land. Now I've acquired, I can bear it anyhow. I can hear it. Destiny is calling me to give in to the rhythm. Let it carry me away. Dance with the audacity. Find triumph in the tragedy. On my quest for answers, I won't rest until I say, now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Like you have seen it all before, you've lost the thrill. What happened to your will? Whether it's something to achieve or just somebody to believe in, all you need's a little respite from the suffering. Can you hear it? Destiny is calling you to give in to the rhythm. Let it carry you away. Dance with the audacity. Find triumph in the tragedy. On this quest for answers, do not rest until you say, now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning.
Gary Lynn Floyd, you are so awesome. Thank you so, so much. What a gift you are. And thank you to the New Thought Messengers. So grateful to you, to our staff, our production staff, everyone that makes this possible every week. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I want to let you know just a couple of things super quick. Cheryl Renee is going to be with us next Sunday. What a blessing. Love her so much. So she will be with us. Also, my workshop is going to begin on the 18th. Grounded in Truth. I'm going to be bringing spiritual practices to really help navigate this time prior to the election and really support you. So I invite you to do that. It's a donation, and all proceeds go to support the center. It's 3 weeks. It's on Sundays from 1 to 3. You can get all of the info and sign up, register online. Also, as usual, we have our Zoom chat. If you are a member of our community or a contributor, I sure look forward to seeing you a little bit here in just a few minutes. So, with that, let us say our final blessing. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light, until we meet again. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are loved and beloved. I love ya. See ya. Bye. See you next time.